I'm putting on chapstick. Welcome.
You did have to start the episode while you were putting on chapstick.
It would be authentic, I figured.
Oh, okay.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. I have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my recollection of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery.
Cockery?
Ah!
Cock?
Who shot a gun in the courtroom? A gunshot ran out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes! Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him!
Objection! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur!
But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Rinosuke. You have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
Ugh.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with the gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes. Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
Excuse me here. No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table.
What's the matter? Oh, wait.
No petty interjections from the fucking prosecution, please!
What's the matter, Rinosuke?
Shut up, Ouchie! That was a great Ouchie impression, by the way, Kazuma. That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table.
Really? That's not.
And that's not something. And that's not your line. And that's not something the waiter could have missed.
I'm gonna be doing this a lot. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I understand. I will also slip up at times. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Let's interject, just cause.
Really? Don't you have time
I
to
mean-
cross-examine?
Just a moment, please. Well, I mean, Ace Attorney is because we all know when you're playing Ace Attorney, you always want to just wait and see.
That's true.
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection! Dear me, dear me. What are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer at all?
But what the fuck did he just say at the end? I'm sure of what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy?
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to.
I hope it's like written on a napkin with ketchup.
Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. The X marks the spot, you know. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once! Of course. Here you are.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Oh shit!
Something certainly seems to have shaken him.
Maybe it's his tuberculosis.
Maybe it's his fucking illness.
Yeah, dude's coughing up blood every other sentence. Here we go.
So, the court has now heard a
Presses?
Pressy, I think?
of the case.
Yes, I forgot that was me for a minute. At the moment, the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, but I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial.
My glasses won't stay up.
The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the court.
She just collapsed on the bench. Oh my god. He should not be working. He's too old for this. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? Sky, please take care of your throat.
No, I inhaled some going worm into the wrong pipe. What do you mean?
I'm eating gummy worms over here. Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
Dude, are you gonna say anything? Oh, as I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? Damn.
What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary.
Dirty.
Shut the fuck up. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on— Don't stop laughing. Stop laughing.
Defendant, what's so humorous over there?
Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Wow! The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency! We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witness. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. He did the point.
Rumble, 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 rumble. Ah! Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young man can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I could be a devil when I want to be.
I can be your angle oil Debil.
Hold on. I'm gonna draw a little thing of Ouchie as a little angle and a little devil, and I want you to put it up on the screen.
Okay, I will do it right here. Wow! There it is.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. I'm gonna stick my cock in it.
I thought that said dumpster truck, young mouth. And I was like, what? Those aren't real yet.
You got that dumpy, if you know what I'm saying.
No, Ouchie, stop!
The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Alright, Sky, more characters for us.
Yay!
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Alright, so who wants to?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
You already have an old man, or you have this other thing going on. So I would feel bad if I gave you another old man.
So I'll take the fucking uptight guy who looks like he's got a stick up his ass.
Yeah.
Got it.
You can have a J. Jonah Jameson over there.
Okay.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
What? Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ayasanosa reporting for duty, sir.
Yes or no, son? Yes or no, son?
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio collector at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier? What an unusual pairing!
I've paired some more unusual pairs back in my day. Fucking Crack Ship Central it was up in the Tumblr days.
Okay, got you. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about for a minute.
Okay.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with the interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival.
Ooh.
He has such homosexuality in his eyes every time he looks over at him.
He has homosexuality! He has homophobia in his eyes.
Yes. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele, so why the fuck were we dining there?
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative!
Nope.
The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was that black uniform rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir!
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Oh?
So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Ah. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please.
It's testimony time.
You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir! Standing by ready to report, sir!
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. This guy has all the old words.
Oh my god, look at him shaking! The way his earlobes wiggle.
I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio of the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy actions with my very own eyes. Sir, the black uniformed varsity cadet fired varsity cadet on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Oh. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts. Not like that. Shut up, you young punk. Investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Alright, it's time to cross-examine, baby. Well! So you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. The wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy, sir. Sir. Yes, sir.
I have a knife in court. What times we live in, when I can just bring a knife into a court, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone!
Is this really true for Yonosuke?
Yes! All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Hi there! After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. And then weird violin music started playing. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Bang!
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that victim was.
Stop vibrating.
Sorry, my phone is on right now. There is?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Cross-examine?
Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Despicable.
Certainly.
Despicable.
The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt.
Vestige? Vestige? Whatever. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict. Yes!
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimeki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did you know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste
What?
of time.
This is my right!
Fucking ouchie.
The defendant obviously had has no experience, how can he bust the blank area out of cross-examination?
Objection. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it, it is irrelevant.
He's choking! God, someone help him! Kazuma is so commanding.
Oh wow, we love someone
Oh
who's
my
large
gosh,
and in
Kazuma, thank you
charge.
Kazuma, thank you so much.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Maybe we'll start the cross-examination next time on Shuttle Jump.
Stop doing that voice, it's so weird.